Hey guys, it's William with Scamming Scammers Action and the YouTube channel Scamming Scammers. We're going to start our January 2021 live Q&A. I'm going to just give it a few minutes to load because it's being super slow. There we go. We're just getting started. And we'll answer your questions. I had a lot of you guys write in some interesting questions. We've got about 15 questions. And of course, as always, I will try to answer as much as I can in the live feed. So thanks guys for joining us. We'll get started in just a few minutes. I hope everyone's doing well, staying safe and as well as they can be. Thank you guys for joining us. Anne says hello. She is monitoring from her side of the world, and she'll be moderating as well on the chat bar. So we'll get started in just a second. I'll let everyone kind of get in here and we'll get started. Thanks again, like I said, for joining us. Hi, everybody in the chat. If you have a question that you didn't write in and you'd like to ask a question, just write it in the chat and I'll try to answer it as soon as I can. If I missed your question, write it again and I'll grab it. So we're going to cover a bunch of topics today. You guys have been asking for some updates on us, so I'll just fill you in on that stuff before we get started on the questions. So Anne's doing pretty good. She's hanging in there. You know, the pandemic and everything that's going on, it's so crazy around the world. Where I live, there's a lot of COVID infections, and they're just starting vaccinations here and for certain groups. So I'm hoping things will get better in the future. But as far as where we're at, you know, it's pretty bad. And where Anne's at, they've still got issues down there as well. So we're just trying to stay safe. For you guys that have been asking about my mom, I'll just fill you guys in real quickly. I don't say a lot about it on the page because I want to just keep things more, you know, just about scammer stuff. But my mom, unfortunately, she was diagnosed with metastatic cancer. She goes to a specialist this coming week to see how far, what's the expectancy, and if they can do surgery. She's not well, but we're just kind of like taking one day at a time and just holding out hope that things will get better. And all your thoughts and prayers meant a whole lot to me when she was in the hospital last year. So please just keep the good thoughts and prayers, and it's in God's hands. So that's all I can do for right now. But I appreciate all of you guys writing in and asking. I'm sorry I don't reply as much as I should have on that subject, but I just wanted to cover it with you guys and go from there. So thanks for that. Anne says hello, and we'll get started on our questions. Actually, we got one in there. Dylan wrote, why do scammers pretend to be someone on Instagram? They pretend to be someone on all pages. Unfortunately, Instagram has become a hot spot for scammers. A lot of them are moving off of Facebook and they're moving on to Instagram. They pretend to be other people because they want your money. They want gift cards. They want you to give things. The best thing you can do, if you know you're talking to someone that's fake, block them. Don't even acknowledge them. Don't even play with them. Just block them. That's the best way you can stop a scammer, is by not even entertaining the idea of speaking to him. Karen, how can you tell where a scammer's telephone number is actually coming from? There's a couple different ways. I will cover this. I will say a lot of people will go to, you know, been verified or one of those like phone number search 411.com, and they'll run that phone number and they'll come back and say it belongs to a guy in Charlottesville, wherever, North Carolina. It's not. A lot of the numbers are free voicemail numbers. So when you do call them, you'll get a recording saying the text now subscriber you are trying to reach is unavailable, or you'll get a message that says, you know, the Google Voice subscriber is unavailable. That means it's a free voicemail number. So even if you were to throw it into a search site, it's going to come up with whoever owned the number last. I can tell you that search sites don't update their number database quickly. My phone number that I had 12 years ago when I lived in Texas still comes up under my name, but I haven't had the phone number in 12 years. So the best way, like I said, I don't recommend you calling a scammer's number that he gives you. If you do and you live in the States, make sure you block the number. Do like star 67 or whatever it is to block the number, and then go ahead and call it and see what the message is. If it says text now, Google Voice, or call 8, it's a free voicemail number, and there's no way you can actually know where it's coming from. All you're going to know is that it's an app. It's an app number. And a lot of times what scammers do is they'll enter their email address into like textnow.com. They'll pick a state where they want to be from. It'll generate them a phone number, and then they'll log into like WhatsApp or whatever app they use using that number, and you think you're actually calling a person from like Texas. And in reality, you're calling somebody that's in a place like Nigeria, and they're just using an app. So it can be hard to trace those type of numbers. Oftentimes, they don't lead to anywhere because text now numbers, free voicemail numbers, cannot be used on social media to verify a profile. So if you enter the number into like social media, nothing's going to come out because it's a free voicemail number. So it can be kind of tough. It really can. Hang on, the chat's going super fast. I want to know if I should hire a private investigator because of their website. As far as hiring a private investigator, so we've had tons of people come to us and say that, I'm going to. Dylan, I'll get your question real quick. People come to us and they say, look, I want to hire a private investigator. It's a waste of your money. Everything that Ann and I do online, we do for free. You can do it for free online. A private investigator, if you're, for example, if you're talking to, someone named John Smith, and he told you his name is John Smith, and he lives in Texas City, Texas, and he's deployed to Afghanistan, it's not going to tell you anything. It's going to tell you is no information. And a private investigator is not going to find anything that you can't find for free because that person doesn't exist. That name does not exist. It's not a real name. So it's a waste of money to hire a private investigator. Ann and myself are happy to teach you for free how to investigate things. You don't have to pay a person to do it. It's all public knowledge, so public information. So definitely, before you hire a private investigator, come to us. Come to our inbox. I'll help you for free. Don't waste your money. Dylan, what other pages besides Facebook and Instagram are made? Scammers are on every page. They're on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, WhatsApp. They're on everything. They're on Match.com. They're on Our Time. They're on every site known to man. They're on Pinterest. They're on the Food Network in their little chat thing. So they're everywhere. There's no site that doesn't have a scammer. So just keep that in mind. You just have to know what to look out for. Hi to everyone that's coming to chat. Hey Lisa, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Haven't talked to you in a while, but I hope you're making the money and doing good. Hi everyone. Hello from Thailand. Hello from California. So we had a couple of people write in some questions. I'm going to read the first one that someone wrote in. Why can't I see my comments on your YouTube channel? That's a great question. So if you guys were on our YouTube channel this week, you would see that some scammers, they're from, I believe, Nigeria. I know where one is at. I was able to trace him. So someone actually cloned our YouTube channel, and they used our name, Scamming Scammers. They used our logo, and they went on to our YouTube channel and started writing nasty things to people. There was two people in particular that thought it was us, and we had to explain everything to them. But what was happening was, say when Ann was asleep and I was asleep, they would come online and they would write nasty things on our channel. So what I've done is I've moderated the channel to make it so you can comment. Please comment on all our videos. We appreciate it. And then I just moderate the comments. I approve them every morning and then once at night. So we just had a troll that was harassing us, and I was getting some threats from this person. YouTube did shut down their channel, or their fake channel, and we were able to find out who it is. So if they do come back, we know what to do. So yeah, Lisa, you're right. They sell them for cash. iTunes cards, they sell them. They're as good as cash to a scammer. They also use them because every scammer, almost every scammer I've ever known, has had the latest iPhone. I have like $100 phone. And these scammers have the latest iPhone, and they use them to upload stuff onto their iPhone. They use the iTunes, Apple Store, and all that stuff. So that's why they want them. Same with Steam cards. Steam cards are sold. They're mostly sold on Twitch to other gamers. So a scammer will ask you for a Steam card, which is basically for movies and video games. If they get a $100 Steam card from you, they can go on a site like Twitch where there's a bunch of gaming guys and girls on there, and they will sell them that card for $60, $70. So gift cards are as good as cash to a scammer. If someone is online asking you for a gift card, just block them completely. Next question someone wrote, my scammer has over 100 profiles with different names, but uses the same stolen photo. How? So we get this question a lot. Okay, so it's not one scammer making 100 profiles with Dr. Pinto's photo. it is 100 scammers making 100 different profiles. So once a photo is stolen, as you know, it goes viral in the scammer world. And scammers from Nigeria to India to Pakistan to Ghana will use that same photo but with different names. So just keep that in mind. It's not one diabolical scammer making hundreds of profiles. It's hundreds of scammers making lots of profiles. Elizabeth, I have a question here. The video keeps lagging. Is it? I think it's just everybody. I've had issues with Facebook Live for quite a while. I apologize if it is lagging. All of our equipment's working really well. We just got a new camera and new audio equipment, which is fairly spendy, that someone donated to us. So everything's working. I think it's just Facebook. So if it is lagging really bad, just know that we will do a YouTube live probably the next day or two. So you can always join us on YouTube. We've had more success on there than on here. So I apologize if it's not working great. It's probably Facebook. Facebook sucks. We all know that. Next question we had from somebody was, I've been chatting to a woman online who told me she's working at an orphanage in Nigeria, but due to the pandemic, she can't leave or access her money or get iTunes cards for her phone. She asked me for some. I don't see her on video. Why would a scammer say they work at an orphanage? So a lot of scammers do this. It throws people off. We think of scammers, we think of engineers, we think of, oil rig, we think of all the military. But scammers will use a photo of a sexy girl or a handsome guy and say that they're working at an orphanage. The reason they do this is to pull at your heartstrings, so they think, oh, you're caring for orphan children. Oh, you need an iTunes card. Let me get you an iTunes card. And so that's what happens. And so if you're talking to somebody online who's saying they work at an orphanage, I would be very leery of them. I would ask them, what's the name of your orphanage? Give me the information on the orphanage, and then Google it yourself. And keep in mind, in reality, people that work at orphanages are not typically online chatting to strangers needing iTunes cards. So it comes down to, if you're talking to somebody online and they're asking you for anything, whether it be an iTunes card, a Steam card, your bank info, money, it's a scammer. Real people that are legit, that want to get to know you, are not going to ask you for these cards. So just see that as a huge red flag. And, if someone asks you for anything, you just block them. It's as simple as that. So, next question we have is, can you explain to me why so many URLs say MHIZ? Is that a scammer gang? It's a good question. It's MHIZ, MHIZ, and if you look at a lot of fake profiles, they will have a URL that says MHIZ. And what that basically is, if you type in that particular word into Facebook search, you'll come up with thousands of female, Nigerian, and Ghanaian profiles that are real. Typically, West African ladies who have younger ones that in their teens and 20s will often have a profile that'll say Ms. Precious or Ms. Esther or whatever. It's just what they say. It's just a way to say miss, and it's a huge red flag. So if you're talking to a military man online by the name of Robert Jones, and his URL is His Precious, it's a female scammer. It's really easy to tell. So it's just something to look out for. It's not typically something Americans will put on their profiles. It's more of a West African kind of culture that the young girls do, and so yes, you could be talking to a young woman. So keep that in mind. Be very careful with that. There's a subject that someone wanted me to bring up that a lot of you guys might not know about. In the United States, more particularly than anywhere else, there is a website called ID Me, and what it is, it's a government type of website. And what you do is you basically put in your information, like your ID, your passport, social security number. And once they verify that, you'll get a code. And so once you're verified, that means you're verifying your identity, you're verifying your documentation, you'll get a code. And you can use that code to log into things like the unemployment office website, Social Security, disability. You can log into certain credit and banking sites. You can log into certain things that are financial documents, that are personal documents, employment documents. What scammers are having people do now is they're saying, you need to sign up for ID Me, and you need to verify your ID, and then give me the passcode. And a lot of people for whatever reason, are doing this, and they're giving these scammers the login information, the passcode. Scammers are then taking that information, and it's just a passcode. It's like a passcode to your whole identity, and they're going to the unemployment websites, and they're signing up for unemployment under your name because they have that passcode. They can just put that passcode in, boop, 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 some information, and they're signing people up for unemployment. They're signing people up for retirements, for disabilities, for pensions, Social Security, credit, government access. They're doing all kinds of things with this IDme.com passcode. So it comes down to, if you're talking to somebody online and they ask you to go to IDme and enter your information and give them a passcode, please block them. It's a scammer. It's a scammer that's more sophisticated. They want to get your information so that they can open up accounts and do wreak havoc. And there was millions of dollars in unemployment that was lost to Nigerian scammers, and a lot of them were using the IDme passcodes that they got from victims and signing up for unemployment. And they're wiring that unemployment to bank accounts and doing all sorts of things. So please, 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 I don't care who you're talking to. I don't care if it's the love of your life. It's your soulmate on the internet. If they ask you to download IDme and ask you to give a passcode, block them. It's going to be a scammer 100% all the time, always, without a doubt. So just remember that. It's something fairly new that scammers are doing to try and get your information. Instead of just asking you for Western Union and asking you for $500, they're asking you for your identification on IDme, and they'll open up all kinds of stuff and get thousands of dollars in credit and all kinds of stuff in your name. So don't do it. Don't give anybody your personal information. So thanks everyone who's just joining us. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat. If I miss them, I'll be sure to answer them. We've got some page regulars in here and some page friends also that are helping, I noticed, answer questions, so that works as well. And Anna's moderating from her side. So next question we have, and this actually ties in with the IDme. What should I do if a scammer has a copy of my ID and my social security card, and what kind of danger does that present? Good question. So yeah, it's a great danger, because if a scammer has your ID, has a social security number, especially in the States if you live in the States, or your government ID number if you live abroad, they can open up credit cards. They can apply for credit cards in your name. They can apply for online bank accounts. They can use your ID to open up and verify fake Facebook pages on dating profiles. Some dating sites ask for your ID as proof of who you are. Scammers do that, and then they verify your ID. So a few things need to be done. If you give a scammer your driver's license, your ID card, your social security card, go to, if you're in the States, ftc.gov, put a freeze on your credit, put a freeze on your account, file it as an identity theft. So that protects you should a scammer try to open a credit card in your name, or a bank account, or a loan in your name. They do these payday loans in your name, and it wreaks havoc on people's credit. That way, there's a freeze, so they can't do it. So if they try to do it, they'll be met with, this account is frozen, and FTC will send you a text alert letting you know someone had tried to open up a credit card in your name. So that's the best thing to do. It all comes down to, please don't give a scammer your ID or your social security card. If you're dating somebody online and they want to meet you, meet them in person in a public place, but don't give them your information on the internet. Karen, can scammers use FaceTime? Yeah, real easy. What they do, there's a couple apps that'll work, but they will steal stolen webcam video, upload it to their device, phone, tablet, computer, laptop, and when you video FaceTime with them, they'll play that stolen webcam video like a movie. And so you'll be talking to the man in the photo, and he'll be on the camera, but it's just a recording. It's a recorded video. So what we tell people, and Anna and myself have been telling people this for years, if you're FaceTiming with someone for the first time, or Hangouts, whatever, wherever you're video chatting with the person, there's a few things you can do. If they're serious about wanting to know you, while on video, ask them to write your name on paper while on video, and hold the paper up next to their face while they're on video with you. If you don't want to go that far, ask them to pat themselves on the back while you watch, or on the shoulder, or tell them to, wave their right hand around in the air on command. You'll find the majority of scammers will cut the video off and tell you, oh, my camera's broken, oh, bad connection, I can't talk, because it's a recorded video. So that's the best way. Just because someone video chats with you doesn't necessarily mean they're real people. There's thousands of stolen videos on Instagram, YouTube, that they steal clips of YouTube videos of people's family vacations, or someone talking in their car doing a blog, and then they steal those clips of those videos and they play them for victims. So no, video chat also doesn't mean that they're legit. So it's all about the whole picture. So what are they telling you? You know, if you're talking to somebody online, we've had tons of victims that will say to us, well, I don't know if he's fake. He video chatted me. Okay, great. Did you ask him to do all these things? No. But he asked me for $500 and an iTunes card. Well, there's your answer. It's all about the whole picture. Is he a widow? Is he got a little kid stashed somewhere in a boarding school? Is he working abroad? Is he, there's lots of factors that play into how to determine whether a person is fake or not. So just keep that in mind. It's all about putting a puzzle together. Next question we have. So someone on YouTube blasted me the other day. What do you guys do to stop these scammers? So it's a great question. So Anna and myself are not law enforcement. We have no authority to arrest a scammer. We can't get your money back. There's no way we can do that. The only thing we can do is we can educate you on how to stay safe. But there's a lot of things we do that you guys don't see. Yes, I do video or voice chat with scammers as an old woman, and I waste their time. Yes. I do it for comedy. I do it for fun. But I do it to make people laugh. But at the same time, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that you guys don't see we do. I'll give you an example. The other day, I voice chatted with a scammer. He asked me for $125,000. I talked to him as Betty. Told him, yeah, I'll send you the money. Give me the bank information. I got the bank information as well as the phone number to the person that he wanted me to send the money to. I ended up calling her. Turns out she was also a victim who was being told that I was a special agent for an oil company and I needed to wire emergency money into her account because her boyfriend, who's on an oil rig, couldn't access the money. We chatted back and forth. I let her know she was a victim of a scam, and she found out that her bank account was being used by a scammer to filter money. She closed the account, she blocked the scammer, and, she ended things with him. But had I not intervened, who knows how much money would have went into her account from other victims. So we do, advocate for victims. We help victims in that sense. We've had victims who have been, just like suicidal, that wanted to kill themselves. I and myself have both phoned victims on the phone who were ready to, kill themselves. I spoke to a lady a few months back that was ready to take pills and end her life because she was scammed. So we stopped what we were doing in our day and we called her. I talked to her on the phone for like an hour. I mean, there are things we do outside of just the comedy stuff. And so we help people get to law enforcement if they need to. We help people with, counseling, and we send them to places if they need counseling. We help them get access to things they need. So education, yes, education's our number one thing. We educate people, but we can't arrest a scammer. We can't stop a scammer. We can only try to stop you from sending money to them, and that's the only way you're going to stop a scammer. Gene, can someone track you through your phone number? They can. Like, it depends. I've had the same phone number for almost 11 years. The phone number prior to me belonged to some lady, and when you Google my phone number, it comes up with the previous owner. But people can track you with your phone number. You'd be surprised where your phone number leads you, especially if you put your phone number on Facebook, if you put your phone number on any kind of social media. If you link your phone number to a Craigslist account, you sell stuff on Craigslist, and you use your phone number to post ads, it can lead to a lot of things. They can trace you. It's very important that you don't give your phone number to people you don't know. We're in an information society where every bit of information can lead to something. 30 years ago, you had someone's phone number, you could look them up in the paper phone book, and if you didn't find them, that was it. Now, if you have someone's phone number, you can Google, you can go to sites and check them out. You can find out where they shop at what grocery store. If that phone number is linked to a grocery store club card, it can link to so many things. It can link to your doctor's office. It can link to, if you leave a Google review and you use your phone number to log in, it can lead to a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, they can. You have to be very careful with who you give your number to. Someone asked me, I'm talking to people online. I want to meet somebody and I want to talk on the phone with them. And what I recommend to people, and this is just if you're online dating, you're single, you're dating online, you're meeting a lot of different people online, you want to meet the one, but, like they say, you got to go through 10 different people before you meet your soulmate, right? What I recommend, and it's very cheap, get yourself a burner phone, get yourself a cheap prepaid, $20 phone from Walmart or from a drugstore, wherever you shop. You can get a track phone for, $9 in some places, and just add time to it. $20, spend $20. Use that phone and that phone number to go online if you're going to give it out to people. Don't give your real personal phone number that you use to conduct your business and your life with. Because once a scammer gets your phone number, it's relentless. They share your phone number with 1,000 of their buddies, and pretty soon you're getting hundreds of phone calls all day and night, texts from random people, all kinds of stuff. So that's what I recommend people to do if they're going to actually really go online and start looking for love. Get yourself a burner phone. It's the easiest way to do it. And it keeps you safe because it's not registered to you. It doesn't come back to you. It doesn't haunt you. So, and then if you get involved with a scammer and the phone keeps ringing relentlessly, you can just let the time expire on it and shut the phone off, and that's it. No harm, no foul. But that's what we recommend. Next question we have is, she wants to remain anonymous, but she says, I've been talking to a man online. He speaks to me in my language. I'm from a country where this language is not well known. Would a scammer go to the trouble to learn my language just to scam me? I spoke with him for a short time in chat, but I was shocked that he replied in my language. No, a scammer's not going to learn your language. What happens is they use apps. They use translator apps. Google Translate is not the best. So if you talk to him long term and you ask him specific slang questions and words in your language, he's not going to know, and it's going to come back translated really roughly. But there are tons of apps in the Play Store and the iTunes Store that actually will translate in real time, like hundreds of languages. So if you're talking to somebody online and, let's say you're from, I don't know, Bulgaria, you speak Bulgarian, and you're talking to a man from California, and all of a sudden he speaks your language, he could be using an app. There are people that speak other languages, of course, but he's likely using an app. But that's the best advice I can give you, is to start asking him words in your language that you know are slang words that are not popular, easily translated, and see what comes about, because I guarantee you it won't come out right. Scammers tend to not go to that extent. They won't learn your language. It's not something that they really tend to do. They want to get quick victims. They don't want to spend 7 months or a year learning Japanese when they can just go to an app, talk to you in Japanese, talk to a lady in Spain in Spanish, talk to someone in Bulgaria. So they don't waste that time. They just use apps. Next question we have is, what is this Bottled app, and why are so many scammers on it? How does the app work? So you'll see on our news feed, we have a lot of posts fake on Bottled. So Bottled is it's an app in the Play Store. It's in the iTunes Store. It's free. What it is you're on a virtual island. You have virtual bottles. You write a note in a bottle, put the note in the bottle, and then you throw the bottle out to sea, and someone picks your bottle up. And it's the same way too. People send bottles. They end up on your shore. You can read them and decide to chat with the person, or you can throw the bottle back. And so scammers have been going on Bottled. There's 3 types of accounts on Bottled. There's I forgot, it's like the fisherman, you're just looking for friends. There's a treasure hunter, which means you're looking for love, and then there's a pirate it's like, I'm looking for anything. So a lot of people do use the site as a dating site, but it's mostly a friendship site. It's mostly a pen pal type of site. I'm on Bottled. I did an experiment. I joined Bottled about a year ago just to see what kind of people would I get when I get scammers, and I get a lot of scammers. It's a friendship site that can be used as a dating site if you want it to be. It's for meeting new people. It's just a virtual way to meet new people. I will say on Bottled, the large majority of people on Bottled are ladies from Indonesia, from the Philippines, from Thailand. And the guys on Bottled, a majority of them are scammers. So it poses a bit of a difficulty, because you have ladies that might not know about romance scamming. Their English, the ones that I've seen on there, their English is not the greatest. So they are learning English and trying to find a mate. And so you have, let's say, a lady from Indonesia who doesn't speak English very well, talking to a fake that pretends to be a military guy on Bottled. It poses a huge issue. The one thing I will give to Bottled is the guys that own Bottled, I believe they're from France, they delete fake profiles right away. So if you report a scammer, they will take it out within seconds. It's not like Facebook where they keep them for eternity. They will get rid of them. Bottled is not a bad site. It's actually kind of fun because you can like throw bottles and you meet people from like every corner of the globe. But there are a ton of scammers, so be aware. But there's scammers on every site, no matter where you go. So thanks everyone for joining us. Hi Ann, glad to see you can make it. I was badly scammed, but was saved. Thanks for recommending. I changed my phone number. Had it for 30 years. Yeah, I mean, changing your phone number is good. If you've given your phone number to a scammer, it's best to change it. I mean, we can tell you to block the phone number left and right. You know, block any number you don't know. But when you're getting 100 calls a day from a scammer from different phone numbers, remember scammers always have like 20 phone numbers. It can be difficult, and so blocking your phone number is always a great thing to do. Next question we have is, what dating site is totally safe to be on? None of them. Every dating site has scammers. Free sites, free dating sites have scammers. Paid dating sites have scammers. There is no dating site on this planet that doesn't have scammers on it. They've infested like cockroaches. They're everywhere. Facebook dating is one of the worst. I think like 99% of the profiles on there I've seen on Facebook dating are fake. So, you know, they're fake. Match.com is loaded with them. eHarmony is loaded with them. And the paid dating sites are worse because you have scammers that are using stolen credit card numbers to get onto those premium sites. So they're more sophisticated scammers. It's a matter of knowing what to look for, how to stay safe. I'm not saying don't go on dating sites. You should go on dating sites if you're single. Why not? But be aware that there's a lot of scammers. And if you know what to look out for, it's easy. It's easy to block the ones that are fake and filter through and find the real ones. So don't shy away from dating sites. Just be careful. Just know what to look out for and educate yourself, and you'll be fine. Hi, Robin. Good to see you. Yeah, and a lot of phone numbers right now. I get phone, like my phone number is unlisted and it's real private, and I get 10 phone calls a day from scam car warranty and vacation sites. It's just kind of how it is right now, but it's especially bad if you give your phone number to a scammer, because he will post your phone number on scam groups like Yahoo Boys, Money Boys, Wire Boys, which are groups on Facebook that Facebook allows to have, and scammers will actually post victims' phone numbers just continuously all day and say, call this one, try this one, try this one. So it comes down to your privacy. Be very careful with who you give your number to. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. Hi, everybody. If I missed you in the chat, good to see you guys. If you have any questions, like I said, drop it in the chat. I've got a few more questions I'm going to answer, and then we'll wrap this up for January. Anna and myself are going to be doing some new stuff on YouTube. We're working on some new videos and a lot of different stuff. So bear with us. We've been kind of battling the last couple of months. It's as far as just our own personal problems like health and family and things. So we haven't been doing a lot of YouTube new stuff. We've been doing just our voice chats and educational videos, but we hope to do some more live stuff there as well. So you're welcome, Deborah. Good to see you. So next question we have is, how come after I mark my scammer's email as spam, he keeps finding a way to email me? Well, you should burn your computer and it won't happen. So scammers, look, you mark something as spam, and I get spam all the time in our Gmail. I get scammers all the time in our Gmail writing nasty stuff. You mark it as spam and it comes back. Sometimes Gmail, Google, Yahoo, none of that works right sometimes. So you can mark something as spam and it'll come the next day. You'll have a message from the same scammer with the same email or a new email address. The best thing you can do, don't open the message, because some email programs will tell the scammer you've opened his message or her message. So the best thing you can do is mark it as spam again. Don't open it. Just click it, click the box, mark it as spam, and just move forward. Just continue blocking. If you continue blocking the scammer and ignoring him, he will or she will move on to another victim. They're not going to waste their time trying to talk to you if you're not going to respond. They want a response. Even if you were to respond F you, they love a response. So just don't even acknowledge them as human beings. Just keep blocking and just move forward. It's the best thing you can do. I was scammed on a dating site, but I've learned I am now on Facebook dating, and every man I meet is a scammer. Yep. I have a friend, personal friend that's on Facebook dating, and damn near every day she sends me a thing going, look at this one. I mean, they're all fake. Most of them are all fake. So it's unfortunate, but Facebook dating is like, it's the worst because they're just all scammers, and Facebook does nothing about it. They don't care. So. Hi everyone's joining us. Oh, thanks. They're one of my favorite bands. So I've been listening to them since I was like a little kid. So love Poison. I've seen them several times in concert. Uh, but yeah, Facebook dating is one of the worst. I got off there in October, never looked back. I found several scam military, and it's only in your state. It is bad. It is really bad. It's it's Facebook, and I don't you know completely blame Facebook. Like we're all at fault because we let these scammers into our lives, but Facebook is just a mecca for scammers. It's the same with Instagram, and they're owned by the same company, and they don't care. You can report a fake profile, and nothing happens. Um, I will say that with reporting, someone came to us the other day, and they had asked us, you know, it, do you guys report? Do you guys report the fake profiles that you post? Um, we don't, and I'll tell you why. We're not against reporting. It's totally up to you. If you want to report a fake profile, you're more than welcome to do it. You know, but a lot of victims come to us and they say, "Hey, I reported a fake profile and it got removed, but the scammer came back. Why?" Because when you report a fake profile, you're only removing the profile. You're not removing the scammer from the internet. Okay, his profile gets taken down. Okay, so he goes back in and makes another one, and it takes him 3 minutes. Um, but it's up to you if you want to report. Like I said, Anna and myself are not against reporting. We don't report because honestly, we get 200 to 300 inboxes a day from people. That's not even including our Gmail and our YouTube. So we don't, we won't, do a whole lot of reporting. Only if like the person is in danger or something like it's a bad profile and they're harassing a person really badly or something's wrong, then yeah, we will definitely, help report and get it removed. But just keep in mind, it doesn't remove the scammer. It just removes the profile, and then the scammer makes another one. They pop up. Like our one friend Steve said, it's like cutting the head off of one thing and then 10 more pop up. It's continuous. Debbie, will there be bonus content on Patreon? I'm gonna try to do bonus exclusives. I'm still learning how to use it, to be honest. But I want to do it so with Patreon. We do have a Patreon account um, that, like, videos and special videos we make will come out first to Patreon people and then come out for the rest of YouTube. YouTube does not recognize our channel as a monetized channel, so we make no money off of it. So in order for us to link special to Patreon, I have to go through Patreon and give you guys the link to the actual YouTube account. But yeah, I'm planning on doing some special bonus stuff and like videos that anyone else won't see right away. We're still working on it. I planned on doing it a couple months ago, and then I've had all these health issues with my mom, so I haven't been as dedicated. But yes, absolutely, we're going to be doing exclusive stuff. Someone asked us about our merchandise. We started a merchandise store, and YouTube does not recognize our channel again as a monetized channel, so we can't place our merchandise store link on our YouTube channel. We have to do it separately. So I'm still working with a couple different vendors to see if we can, have it so where we can place it on a website instead of just having it on like a free site. But definitely working on some stuff. We're gonna kind of up our game a little bit and do some more stuff as time goes on. So just know we haven't forgotten our patrons, and we do appreciate those who do give to Patreon. It means a lot to Anna and myself. Everything that we get on Patreon, it goes right back into the channel. I can tell you that we have to buy the license every year to our video creator to create videos. So the Patreons that people have given in the last couple months went to pay for that, which was great. So we can keep making videos. But yeah, definitely going to do a bunch of new stuff. Where can one go these days with COVID? We can't go out to bars, clubs to meet someone to date, eventually to find the one. Scammers aren't all social media sites. It stinks. It does. And the pandemic's hard because we're all isolated. We're all lonely. Like, Anna and myself, we video chat and we do what we can do to stay in touch. But, people are isolated. People are, just kind of living day to day, and it's hard. And we want to meet people. Of course, if you're single, you want to meet someone special or you want to mean something to somebody. And it's hard because COVID, you can't go to a bar, a nightclub, or a social setting, even like to a church get together, or you can't go dance at the club. And it's hard, and scammers know this, so they're just infesting social media. They're infesting dating sites like a horrible plague. Like they're like COVID-19. They're just infesting everywhere they go, and they're victimizing people. So again, it comes down to like knowing what to look out for, knowing what to um, do to stay safe, knowing how to handle things, and knowing whether you're talking to a scammer or a real person, and not waste your time. So that's like we tell people, there's tools you can use. You can always, if you meet somebody online, you've only chatted for a few minutes, and they seem really cool, and you vibe with them, you want to get to know them, say, hey, I want to video chat with you right now. Let's just get it out of the way so we can see if, we kind of like each other. Let's not waste our time. Automatically push them for a video chat. And if they refuse, see it as a red flag. When you have them on video, as I said earlier, have them do something. Have them wave the right hand or write your name on paper and hold it up next to their face. Make them do something right away. And if their intentions are true, then they'll do that for you. Like I can tell you that if I was single meeting someone online and I wanted to get to know them and they said to me, hey, I'm scared of scammers, will you video chat and write your name on paper? I would do it if I really wanted to know that person. So that's the best way to do it. But it is hard. And scammers are using the pandemic to try and victimize people in another way too. They're saying, hey, I'm on an oil rig and because of COVID-19, I can't fly home in a group. I have to get my own private plane. Can you help pay for it? Or can you help pay for my helicopter ride? Or, I'm stuck in the hospital as a doctor and I can't get out to get an iTunes card. Can you get me one? So they're using the pandemic as an excuse to um, get money quickly from people, get iTunes cards quickly from people. Don't let your loneliness become your worst enemy because, yeah, it is depressing. It's lonely to be in the house. I get it. I've been out of work for a while. I've been stuck in the house and I have a lot of health issues, so I can't really risk, going to work somewhere in a hospital either. So it's tough and it gets lonely, but scammers are all over and they're trying to get your money the best way they can. Sheila, I was scammed and I still talk to him, but I'm not the dumb girl he thinks I am. I found a good man now and I'm scamming the scammer. I'm getting ready to block him because he's begging too much. Well, I'm glad you found somebody. Be careful talking to scammers. I mean, if you're playing with them, just be careful because you never know who you're talking to. The unfortunate part of scamming um, victims will actually, the scammer will confess. This is not pertaining to you, Sheila, but to some people in general. They will talk to a scammer online with a fake profile for a year, fall in love with the words the person tells them, and then they find out they're being scammed. Then they talk to the scammer as themselves because the scammer confesses, and then it starts a whole new chain reaction of scams. Keep in mind the scammer is always a scammer, no matter what he tells you. Betty actually had a voice chat with a scammer, and he confessed. And he continued to victimize her. He continued to lie to her. And we did a 4-part series on this. It's just something that they do. I mean, even though they confess and they tell you a sad story, they still lie. So the best thing you can do is block them. You talked about burner phone. Is a Google Voice number also an option? It can be. Google Voice or Text Now. As my fake account Betty, I talk to scammers with Text Now. The only thing to keep in mind is that really good scammers will call your phone number to see if it's a free voicemail number. And if it is, they might harass you and say you're a fake. So it really depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, if you're dating online and you just want to meet someone, and you can use Text Now or Google Voice just to try and get to know somebody, and then after you've talked to them for a while and you've determined that they're absolutely not a fake, not a scammer, then think about giving them your real phone number. But yeah, I mean, it's free. Google Voice is free. Text Now is absolutely free. Another one is Call 8. That's a free one too. It doesn't hurt. And if someone has an issue with that, and they try to call you a scammer or something, just tell me you want a video chat and say, here I am. I'm using this number to protect myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. And any real man or woman would be understanding to your needs and say, oh, I understand it's a crazy world. I understand that you're using a free voicemail number. Why not? It doesn't hurt. So just protect yourself. Unfortunately, what happens is too many people give a free information out about themselves. You know, we've talked to victims online that have said, well, I met him, you know, 2 days ago, and I gave him my social security card, I gave him my passport, I told him where I live, I gave him my phone number, I told him where I work. Why? You know, if you met a man in a grocery store and he thought you were attractive, you wouldn't give him your social security card and your credit card number and your bank login. Don't do it for people online. Don't ever do that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much information people give out. So protect yourself. Treat the online world and meeting people online just like you do in person. If you were at a club or a bar, you wouldn't give a man you just met your address and social security card. Don't do it online. Question. Where can I find Betty? Betty is on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/scammingscammers. There's everything that's listed as voice chat is Betty. We do have Kyle, and we do have Bardine coming out soon. Bardine's got some dating sites on dating profiles on Plenty of Fish. So Bardine is working on some love as well. Hi Peggy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hi everyone that joined us. I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. I pretty much went through most of the questions that somebody asked that the people wrote in on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll definitely answer them for you. Otherwise, I'll close the Q&A out shortly. We will be doing a Q&A on YouTube coming up soon. I'm just trying to stabilize our YouTube channel because we had some people that actually created, like I said, a fake channel pretending to be us. And I've had several Nigerian scammers harassing us on YouTube to the point that I had to shut down comments shortly. But we were mentioned there's a YouTube channel called Everyday Africa, and it's a great channel. It's run by a Nigerian gentleman. He is super cool guy. Like, he has some cool videos showing his life in Nigeria. And what he did was he made a video that talked about scammers. He had come across our channel and made a video about scammers. And so he said that, what Anna and myself do and what other anti-scam pages and channels do is great work because we're raising awareness about scammers and to never give your information out. And he talked about scamming in Nigeria and what they do and everything else. He's not a scammer. He's just a YouTube blogger. And he gave props to our channel. We did the same to his channel. What unfortunately happened is some Nigerian scammers that were trolling his channel came over to our channel, started harassing us. So we've just had to shut down our comments for a short time, but I'm gonna open them back up soon. But yeah, if you haven't looked at the YouTube channel Everyday Africa, take a look at it. It's a great channel, and it's a gentleman that is an actual great Nigerian guy. We villainize Nigeria so much because of scammers, but there's a lot of great intelligent people, great video bloggers, great people there. So his channel is one of the good ones. Give him a subscribe. He's a really awesome guy. Gene, is that safe? Patreon? Yeah, Patreon's safe. It's encrypted. It's a safe site. It's like PayPal. It's safe. We never see your information. No one ever sees your information. It just shows us your name. It tells us nothing other than if you donate it. It's used by all the YouTubers. It's a really safe site. Honey wrote, can one find out where the scammer is originating from through his Google Gmail account? I tried, but not being successful. So it's hard. So I'll tell you a couple things. Google Gmail and Yahoo Mail both originate Sunnyvale, California. Google is Gmail, Mountain View, California. That is where the hub of those tech companies are. So when you try to check an IP address for a Gmail, it's going to come up Mountain View, California. Always will. And that's why a lot of scammers use them, because it doesn't trace to them. It just traces back to California. And so sometimes you can trace a Gmail, but it's really difficult. Like Anna and myself, we've only been able to trace a couple of them. And most times scammers open a new Gmail account for every victim that they're talking to. So there's no history. I've had the same email address for 23, 24 years now. There's a history on it. You can throw my email address into Google and there'll be a history. But with those Gmail addresses, they've opened it 2 days ago, and if you're checking it today, it's going to come up with nothing. So it can be hard. We have better luck checking phone numbers or checking the actual profile of the person. Sometimes gives us clues as to who owns it other than Gmail. So let's see. Hi Linda. Hi everybody. If I missed you, Beverly. William, do scammers share money mules? They do. They do. There's actually money mules that will go on the Yahoo Boys site on Facebook and on WhatsApp. There's a couple group chats that are run by scammers. There's Americans, there's people in Australia, the UK, that'll actually go in there and say, hey, I want a money mule for you guys. I'll take 10%. And they are money mules. Um, it can be different things. You know, they can have relationships with the scammer. It can be a victim who was victimized by that scammer. The scammer has confessed, and the money mule and the scammer have gotten a relationship together. Sometimes scammers will victimize a person, take all their money, and then say, "Okay, I'll tell you what, you can work for me, and I'll give you some of your money back." And so they'll give them a cut of all the money that they get from other victims. Some mules do get into relationships with the scammers. We know of a lady, and I've mentioned her before. I won't say her name, but she lived in Florida. Now she's in Texas. She money mules for Nigerian scammers. She's on a disability pension. She is impaired visually, I believe, or hearing impaired, one of the two. And she collects disability from the government, and then she also money mules for scammers, and she takes a cut of it. So yeah, they do. They do work together. Sometimes though, money mules are just innocent people, that don't know. You know, like I talked to a lady yesterday that had no idea she was a money mule. She thought she was in a relationship with this man. Turned out to be fake, and she was taking money for him as well. Congratulations, Anne. I'm happy for you and Gary. I hope everything goes well. I hope we get pictures from the wedding. I'm very happy for you guys. Anne is a page fan club. I don't know the word. She's a page fan club representative. She loves our channel. I've spoken with her on the phone several times. Really super nice lady. She was a scam victim. She shared her story with us a while back, and we made it into a video. But she met a man, and he's legit, and they're together, and they're going to get married. So yeah, you can find love. Don't ever give up. So I'm happy for you guys. Great to hear it, and I'll chat with you soon about it. Susan, how can I check a phone number? So it depends. I mean, we can call the number for you if you don't want to call the number, and I can check it for you if you want to drop it to our inbox. Because keep in mind, if you're talking to somebody online and they give you a phone number and you call that number and it's a free voicemail number, they'll get your phone number. It comes up as a caller ID. So the best way to check a number, I mean, you can block your phone number and then call the number and see what comes out. If it comes out with the text now subscriber you've reached is unavailable, the Google Voice subscriber is unavailable, or it's a very, very extremely fast lady robot that talks and says, this person is unavailable, call back later. Those three are free calling apps. And so that would raise red flags with me if you're talking to somebody online that, whatever the situation is, and they're giving you those types of numbers, I'd be very, very leery of that. So if you have a number in particular you want us to check, inbox it to me and we'll check it today for you. So, Charlotte gave up looking for love. Some people do. I mean, you can find love online. You can also find heartbreak. You can also find users, abusers, or scammers. I mean, if you don't find a scammer, you might find someone that's a total maniac. You don't know. I don't believe in giving up on love. I think everyone deserves to have love and be loved. But sometimes you have to have some heartache and tragedy before you find the real one. So I get it. I totally get it. But hopefully you'll find someone. And that comes down to two things too. Not letting a scammer control you. A lot of victims will say to us, I was scammed, and since I've been scammed, I'm never going to talk to anybody again. If you do that, you're letting the scammer continue to control you long after the scam is over. You're actually allowing him to have control over your future. And so we tell people, if you know what to do, you know what to look for, you know how to stay safe, you won't become a victim, And so it's just a matter of knowing what to look out for. But, don't totally give up on finding somebody due to scammers, because they're still winning, they're still controlling you. So don't let that happen. But I think I'm a romantic. I think there's somebody for everybody. I think there's like a soulmate for everybody in the world. So hopefully you're able to find that in the future. But don't give up. I tell people all the time, don't give up. Just be aware of who you're talking to online. So. Well, that's all the questions I had that were written in that I've answered. If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them in our chat log. Otherwise, I'll close this Q&A for January 2021. It's been a heck of a month. If you live here in America, you've seen all the stuff going on here, and it's just wild. So hopefully this year will be better for us with the pandemic and with things going on with everybody around the world, and we can get back to being social butterflies and having a social life. You know, it's very hard having your social life online, especially with scammers. So if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them now. If I missed a question or you thought of something later, you can always inbox us. Anna and myself are working the page every day. And then if you don't want to inbox us and you'd rather email, you can email us at scammingscammers@gmail.com. Just give us like a couple days to answer the email because I don't check Gmail every day, but we do check it like several times a week. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, happy for you and happy for anybody that's is doing well. And if you guys ever have questions, you know, you can always inbox us. And then we'll be doing some new videos on YouTube coming out soon. And for those who do subscribe to our Patreon, I promise I'm going to get you guys some cool stuff going soon. But thanks everyone for joining us tonight. And we'll be doing a live YouTube pretty soon. My schedule's kind of messed up this week, but I'll be doing something pretty soon. And we'll be calling Scammers as Betty and Kyle. And as I said, Bardine will be making her grand appearance soon as well. So appreciate you guys having the laughs. We do it just to waste scammers' time and gives victims a laugh. So thanks, guys. I wish you much luck, lots of love, and be well and stay safe. Thank you, everybody. Hi, Alan. Good to see you. And Susan, I'm talking to him on WhatsApp. His number got banned, but he came right back the next day with a business account. If you want to inbox us, let's review what you got, and I'll see who you're talking to. So let's try and figure this out. Just inbox us on the messenger, and I'm happy to help you. We'll take a look at because if he got banned from WhatsApp, something's wrong. So we'll take a look. But thanks everyone. Again, if you need questions, any questions, you need help, inbox us or email us. And much love to all you guys. Stay safe. Thanks for all the prayers and good stuff from my mom. It's not a good thing that's going on with her, but we're praying that things will be okay. Anne says hello, sends her love. We'll see you guys next month for our Q&A on Facebook, and we'll see you shortly for a Q&A on YouTube. I'll do an announcement before we go on there. Thanks again. Love you guys. Be safe, be healthy, and make it a good year. All right. Take care. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.